welcome to StampingCatCrew.com. Today we're going to make this super cute. For me, it seemed more like a sympathy card for this, but really the sentiments can be for a lot of different things. The stamp set I chose to use is the Rooted in Nature, and it comes as a two-piece set and has this amazing, beautiful tree and the textured leaves, which I just love. I love anything with texture, layers, anything like that. So it's really nice to have another kind of tree nature set that can double as masculine, sympathy, a lot of that. It actually comes as a bundle, which is amazing. These are two more pieces. I'm actually going to show how they work together. So they coordinate with all of these trees to trees. Each one has a die cut that's amazing. I think somebody told me it was an oak. So I wish I knew for sure. I'm not a tree expert, but it's gorgeous. So again, the textured with the leaves, you can get that same texture with the die cuts and the embossing framelits. So some of these are made to emboss and some of them are made to cut, and I'm actually going to show that. So I don't do die cutting on camera very often. I try and get that done ahead of time, but I did want to show how this particular set worked. So again, this is amazing and lovely. I chose to use the sentiment, words are never enough. So I'm going to set this set aside and grab the two die cuts that I'm actually going to use. This is the background embossing folder that I used. It's the Woodland one. It has the trees. I absolutely love the texture on this. It's gorgeous. So I've pre-done a lot of the pieces. The part that I didn't do is this. It's a die cut for the leaf. I'm going to show you the center one. I've actually done both of these that are done in crumb cake. The layers that I have are crumb cake. It's an A2 card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored and folded in half at 4 1/4. The very vanilla layer is 5 1/4 by 4, and that's on the inside and the top. Then I have a soft suede layer at 5 by 3 3/4, and that's the part that I ran through the embossing folder. I did stamp in soft suede on very vanilla cardstock for the tree to bring a little lightness in. And then I did these two size leaves in crumb cake, and I'm going to do one with the gold foil paper. And then we have these faceted gems, and then again the gold foil paper and very vanilla stamped with soft suede. So those are my layers. I'm going to put the card aside. I always tell you, remember to do something on your envelope to make it pretty. I love stamping on the fronts. I love layering designer series paper on the inside flap. There are so many things you can do. I'm going to take these two, and I'm going to bring in my Big Shot here, and I have it set to do die cutting. We've talked about the different layers. If I was just going to do an embossing folder, I would have this, but I'm going to do die cut. So it's got the little picture of the thin die adapter here. I'm going to put one plate down, and I've got a piece of gold foil paper. So I'm going to do the die cut first because I found that's easier for me to run it through, and then I also found that it doesn't flatten out your embossed image. If you emboss it first and then run it through to die cut it, you're going to flatten out that wonderful texture that you've created. So you don't want to do that. So I'm going to run this through, and I don't need to run it back through, but I find it's easier just to bring it back towards me. So this is the leaf that's cut out, and that's the die cut. Obviously works that way. This is the texture, and you can tell that one end has the point on it and the other end is the leaf end. So one end is actually the stem, and you'll see how it lines up. It just lines up much better one way. So I'm going to layer that right on there. You can actually use a sticky note or anything to hold it down, but I'm pretty careful when I lay down my frames to not move, and then I just put my hand on it. So I'm going to run it through, and then I'm going to run it back through. And then you can see this amazing texture that it's almost like an embosslet. So if you were to do this just on the gold foil paper, it actually does not cut out the image. It creates it. So think about doing a card front where you laid leaves down in different places and you created that texture right on it without having to die cut it out. It's pretty amazing. So I love the versatility of this. I'm going to set the die cut aside, put my plates back together. Then I'm just going to show you the easy way we just assembled this card. So we talked about our envelope. We've got our very vanilla base here. We've got some snail adhesive. Okay, so everything is put together except for adding this. You saw that I added some dimensionals on the back. I wanted to add some depth to the card besides just what was on the front and to make this more of a focal. So we're just going to add this here and then just give a little touch of curve to the leaves. And then that's it. So this is the finished card. You saw a very quick and easy, simple template, and just so versatile. It's a great masculine set. It's a great nature set. It's a great sympathy set. It's a great just thinking of you set. So lovely. Anyway, again, I'll give you one more look. This is the Rooted in Nature stamp set, 2-part. And as a bundle, has all of these amazing die cuts here. There are 12 altogether. And that's it. Thanks so much for stopping by. Happy creating.